I pray and I hope I get no static. You heard? Hopefully, we have a smooth ride. I'm only going to give y'all 30 minutes of my life, I promise. I hope you're here to listen. I hope you're here to stay. I hope you hear me loud and clear on your headphones, in your car, in your AirPods, earpods, beats, whatever you use. I swear this is not a sponsor type of intro for other words. But hello, hi. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're having a great evening. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great night. Whatever time you're watching this or hearing this, right? I just hope you're in a good place. And if you're not, I hope to bring you there. This is what I'm here for, you know? And if you're listening, it's because you wanted to and you wanted to take the time to see how you can make yourself feel better, right? You tuned in for a reason. So I hope that by the end of this, you find that reason or you get just closer to that reason as to why you're still here and why and what is your purpose, right? This episode is about your purpose. I thought so many different topics and I'm just like, damn, like, how can I get back to my audience and how can I just get back on the camera and on the mic and just speak, right? And, this is a way for me to get back, just being genuine me, and that's what I'm all about. And yes, I'm wearing shades. What up? You could see me, right? But I'm gonna still put my shades away. And to my listeners, if you're not watching, just know I got shades on. You feel me? So you can already know what vibe we set in here. But no, I really thought about so many different ways to approach my next episode. And I think that was my problem. I was thinking too deep into it and overthinking what I wanted to say. That sometimes when we get caught up into those overthinking moments, you don't even have the chance to really sit down with yourself and be like, oh, okay, like, wait, what is it that you really want, right? Like, how is it that this is gonna make you feel better, and how can you approach it? And I think with me, it's just more by doing it, right? And doing it every single time that action comes to mind. I think for a while I was getting stuck on my creative space, and me and T went through so many different like avenues with so many different things, and we finally launched the podcast, and it's such a great time, and life happens, like life really be happening, and I think that this podcast is a baby to me. This podcast is something so new and so close to my heart, and I built it with such a big purpose, and I've for a moment life did get in the way for me and my family, that I had to just step back and really think about where I'm gonna put my time, and just be more intentional about where I put my time, and just in general pay attention to other things that are going on, right? Like sometimes you do have to shift your focus, but you always have to come back to what your vision is, right? And I think that what I've learned this year is that life life will always continue to happen. Something will always go on in life, right? Like no lie, like something will always go on in life. It's life. Life is interesting. Life is very interesting. And, it took me a lot to get here. It took me a lot to even utilize that verbiage because I was so negative in life that I was in a space where it's like, in the last 5 years I've completely did a 180, right? And still am me at the end of the day. But that doesn't take away of what obstacles may continue to come, right? And I think that, like I stated on my Instagram, and like just how I voice myself all the time, is just consistency and discipline. Like like those two words make me want to puke because it's like, damn, bro. But at the same time, they soothe my heart somehow. Life is a balance. That's the balance. But it's just that whole portion of it where I sit down and I'm like, wow, it's really consistency and discipline that has to keep you going in anything you do, because then at that point, what is it, like how important is it to you, and then what is it, Because if you're not doing anything on it or acting on it, then what really does this mean to you? And I thought to myself, well, what does this really mean to me? And what is important to me that I'm willing to put my all in, right? Uh, and I think that at points in life, me, myself, I get in a space where I'm so creative, right? And then something happens, and then I put a pause on what's really important to me, and then I just go with the flow of life, right? Like, it's all a mindset. So I got into this place where I was just trying to have fun, right? And I want to thank the people around me because I feel like this summer was amazing. Like, I feel like I had so much fun with my friends and my family, and it was just such a good time. Like, I am so grateful for this year, and I'm grateful for the summer, and I'm grateful for that time. And I went on vacation, I had fun. A lot of other things happened along the lines, but I got closer to my friends, and we still are in this going out phase and like having fun phase. But I look at it and I'm like, whoa, why not? Like, if I feel like doing it, I'm gonna do it, right? But I think it's also having that balance that you can do those things, but then also remember your priorities. And I feel like for a minute I was just so caught up into the good of it, and that I was just like, no, I don't care about anything else. And I did do that for myself because I feel as though I needed that. I feel as though that's what was like inspiring me and fueling me, like literally like giving me life, and in that moment I every moment I didn't want to let go. Even now I still don't want to let go, and I'm not letting go. But it's just when, like I stated, you can shift a little, but you got to come back to the vision. You got to come back to the vision. And my whole thing is creating new habits, and the only way to do that is through consistency, right? And I know how hard consistency can be. Consistency is not easy in anything you do, and discipline def ain't, but it's really all a mind game. And that's all I'm learning about life, that it's all in your mind. Literally, it is all in your mind, and you can manifest whatever you want. And I know all these things, but I say these things to you guys because I want to constantly be that reminder of that. I will always stand by that because I did it in my life before. This is how I've become successful and come this far, and I say successful because I view myself as who I used to be and where I'm at now. And yes, that is growth and that is success. Because at one point I didn't see anything. At one point I did not even want to be here. I was like, for what? Like, why am I here? At one point I didn't even know I could sing. And then I just started singing and I was able to sing. And then I just started dancing and I was able to dance. And I say that in the most non-humble way. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I explored myself. And I took that time with myself to figure out what was going to make me feel good. And I promise you that me coming on this mic, me coming on this y'all camera, know all of this is not only for me, but is also for you. And that's my contribution. And I did the test of, human needs. And my number one human need is growth and contribution, So I decided to continue to go to the gym, continue to do the fundamentals that I need, which is reading, just putting myself back into that space of what it is that I need to do for high consciousness, and build off of that. And between all that, like, just really focus on the vision. um you know I I sat with myself and I said, what's important? What's important? And why don't we ask the people what's important? You know? Um, but I've gotten a lot of good feedback on the pod and just people wanting to come on and, share that love. And I appreciate that so much. And you're more than welcome to come on. And if you guys have ideas, please bring them to the table. I'm trying to build a community here. That's all it is. Get us closer. Get our power back. Leave the world better than we found it. So, T is he has a lot of good things going on for him right now. And the pod is, I told him that it doesn't need to be a priority. I told him that 100%. But for me, I will show up and I will be here, and he will definitely join. He will join whenever he'd like, and he knows that. And he sends love. He sends all that y'all way. But we gonna switch gears, like I stated, a little bit, and just I have a lot to say, and I'm here for it. And whoever joins is more than welcome. And I hope that you as the listener, you get out of your comfort zone and you do something that will get you thinking differently. The whole point of high consciousness is to think at a higher frequency, to question things, to not be a puppet, to not be an NPC, to be someone that thinks for themselves, to be someone that researches, to be someone that doesn't follow the crowd. I want leaders. I want leaders in every single way. Every single way. And I want to create a pack. I want to bring us closer. I want to continue to bring justice. And not let the world that we are living in now separate us from one another. I want my people here. And I want to be close to my people. And I am for the people. So I'm going to be with the people. But, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming. I just wanted to give a brief little summary about, where I'm at, and just be transparent and vulnerable like I always am on here. And I thank you, listener, for listening. I thank you for staying. And I ask of you to continue to egg and be your biggest cheerleader. And continue to do what your heart desires. And like I stated in the beginning, that I hope I get you closer to that one reason as to you find out, more about yourself, because that's all it's about. But you got to make sure that you work on yourself. You got to make sure that you also leave room for those dark parts of you, for those parts of you that are probably not completely healed. I know I'm not 100% healed, but I can tell you this much. I've done work. I've put in work, I've put in time, and I will continue to do that. Even I will fall 1,000 times and get up 3 million. So if you fell, and if you have fallen, and if you feel like you keep falling, trust me, baby, it's all about you getting back up, wiping yourself, and continuing to fucking go through this marathon. Because it's not on you, it's in you. And it will always be in you. You just gotta find it. Just like I sat down and took the time to find it because I needed to. So, this is my welcome back. And, next week we're definitely gonna tune in a little bit deeper. I wanna kind of go back to the fundamentals of certain things, because I feel like when me and T started with everything, we definitely came with a lot of information. But I just want to pause for a second and just really tie it into real life scenarios. So I will be talking about that in the next podcast episode. And I will also be mentioning trauma, which will continue to be the conversation of topic. And I know a lot of people like that topic. So if y'all want to join, hit my line, comment, like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. You feel me? Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music. Follow us. Listen. Tune in. Stay tuned and in tune, baby. That's what it's all about. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay tuned and in tune. Poppy Lynn is out. Ear.